improving outcomes throughout the lifespan. And then to introduce Vincent Felitti, who's the co-principal investigator of the ACE, the Adverse Childhood Experiences Study, that was run as a collaborative program between Kaiser Permanente of Southern California and the CDC, and involved 17,000 adults, finding very strong associations between exposure to 10 categories of adverse events during childhood and a variety of chronic disease conditions in adulthood, and addictive behaviors from adolescence to adulthood. And so has really made an impact on the practice of medicine and public health, and increased our awareness of the importance of this history background on our health. Dr. Felitti is a graduate of the Johns Hopkins Medical School. He joined the Kaiser Permanente of Southern California as an infectious disease physician, and later founded the Department of Preventive Medicine of Kaiser Permanente of Southern California, and he led it for 25 years. He's presently clinical professor at the University of California, and member of the fellow of the American College of Physicians. So without further ado, Dr. Felitti.
Be talking about is, in a way, implicit in the question posed by these two photographs from downtown San Diego or downtown any American city. Can you hear me adequately in the back?
Slides.
And the question is, if someone gave you this newborn infant with its extraordinary potential and said you had 18 or 20 years to develop it into the person lying unconscious on the sidewalk, overlooked by a world that's disturbed by such sights, what would you have to do to accomplish that? That's what this really is about. The ACE study could be described rather accurately this way. The impact that we discovered 20 years ago and documented repeatedly ever since has been accepted initially in school settings rather strongly, in police settings, in judicial settings, in state legislative settings. By and large, it has been repressed, avoided in clinical settings. There are a few small exceptions, but that's been an interesting point to keep in mind, that there has been heavy repression against using this as opposed to being interested in it. summarize what we found to give you some skeletal structure for the data that I'll show you. The ACE study is the largest retrospective and prospective analysis ever done to determine the long-term effects of 10 categories of adverse life experience in childhood. And those 10 were picked simply because of their commonness in our population. 17,500 adults were involved, and then we followed them for 20 years. The existence of these adverse categories was found to be unexpectedly high and unrecognized, in good part because they're lost in time, and then they're further protected by shame and by secrecy, and by rather strong social taboos against routinely exploring certain realms of human experience. We've all been very effectively taught as small children that nice people don't talk about certain things, and my God, surely don't ask questions about them. And some of that carries over unexpectedly strong into unexpected settings. The effect of these 10 categories in adult medicine a half-century later was major and proportionately related to the number of categories of adverse experience, not events. We did not count events for specific reasons that I'll mention later. Playing out in adult well-being, health risks, mental illness, job performance, social malfunction, biomedical disease, and strongly, and again unexpectedly, as was most of what we found, in premature death. In a very real way, the study began with this woman who showed up in a major obesity program that we were running using the then new technique of supplemented absolute fasting. Absolute fasting, zero food for prolonged periods of time. A supplement needs to be taken so that one does not die during that. And the Irish hunger strikers illustrated when you cease eating all food and drink only water, you die in about 6 weeks because of major someone has called the IT person. This electricity is pretty tricky stuff. As the Irish hunger strikers illustrated, if you simply cease eating all food and drink only water, you die in about 6 weeks of major potassium and magnesium deficiencies that set off lethal arrhythmias. The treatment for that is simple. A few cents worth of potassium and magnesium in a glass of water, and that's solved. But then new problems come up if you have the weight to carry you forward at about 6 months and 1 year. And the commercial product that was developed to prevent death in a situation of absolute fasting was Optifast, made by Sandoz Pharmaceuticals. Optifast does not help people lose weight. It keeps people from dying when they cease eating all food for prolonged periods. So we were using that, and ultimately we used it safely with 30,000 people over a number of years in our obesity program. Before we really had figured out exactly what we were doing and its complexities, this woman showed up in 1985 at age 28, weighing 408 pounds, asking us if we could help her with her problem. Our first mistake was in accepting her diagnosis of what the problem was. We naively said yes, entered her into the program, and in 51 weeks took her from 408 to 132. And thought, oh my God, we thought this problem licked. I mean, this is going to be a world-famous department, etc. She stayed there for about 3 weeks. Here's her weight curve. looks like an Olympic ski jump. 408 to 132, stays there several weeks, and then in 1 3-week period, does what I had not conceived as being physiologically possible, regains 37 pounds in 3 weeks. And I remember asking, you know, well, what's going on? I think I'm sleep eating, she said. What do you mean? Well, when I was a kid, I used to be a sleepwalker. I haven't done that for years. But I live alone, and when I go to bed at night, everything is clean and put away in the kitchen. I wake up in the morning, boxes and cans are open, pots and dishes are dirty. Somebody's obviously been cooking and eating there. I'm the only person. I guess that's what's happening, but I have no recollection of it. Okay, never heard of it, but it has a certain force of logic to it. But why now? You know, why not 5 years ago or 3 years from now? Why now? I don't know, but what do you think? I don't know. Yeah, we went through that a couple of times, and then she stumbled and said, well, actually, there was this man at work. He was a much older man, you understand. He was married, and he said to me, hey, Patty, you look pretty good. You lost all that weight. How about you and me making it every week? And that was the day the sleep eating began. And I remember thinking, well, pretty crummy proposition, but this is 1986, it is Southern California. Why the extreme response? And pursuing that within several minutes, she was telling me how starting at age 10, her grandfather was having vaginal intercourse with her for many years. Oh, wow. And I remember, again, naively thinking this is the second incest case I've seen in then 23 years of practice, little did I know. And she disappeared for 12 years, regaining all of her weight faster than she had lost it, and disappeared. 12 years later, she shows up safely back over 400 pounds. Unwisely decides to have bariatric surgery without looking into any of the underlying causality. Has bariatric surgery, and at a point where she has lost only 94 pounds, which was not yet clearly visible. I mean, the volumetric reduction was not yet obvious. She became intractably suicidal, 5 psychiatric hospitalizations in the next year, 3 courses of electroshock to gain control of the situation. And here, about 18 months later, we're talking about why this happened. She has some interesting things to say.
I wasn't really handling the weight loss too well. I mean, it came up too quick, and I just felt like I was losing my protective wall. It was like, you were right, there was no going back. I wasn't able to use food as my way to get fat again, to have my solution back. It's like I had lost my solution, and I was having a hard time trying to find other solutions to deal with the underlying issues of obesity versus just using the obesity as my law.
So that was a real eye-opener, to have someone clearly and explicitly state that what we had conceived as the problem was in fact for her a solution to problems that we knew nothing about. And in short order, that repetitively came up again and again and again in the obesity program. Here's a man's view of things. He became obese as a child after his parents divorced. A key relationship, by the way, that is generally unrecognized, the association of parental divorce with childhood onset obesity. And he had to live with his violent alcoholic grandfather so his mother could work. And he vividly recalls eating for solace, as in our phrase, comfort food. And as he grew obese, he discovered that obesity offered advantages. Listen to what he has to say. We know that at some level.
It wasn't that I ate because I was hungry. And it was, when I look at it, it was just a place for me to feel safe. As a child, I remember there was a point, I would probably say, all the way from kindergarten to, God, I don't know what grade, but I used to get beat up all the time. All the time. And when I got the weight on, didn't happen.
As in our expression, throwing your weight around. Just as obesity was defensive against sexual abuse, mainly in women, the illusion of power and strength provided by obesity was a repeated format that we ran into with obese men. Here's another patient who helped us discover general principles. And what I'm talking about in terms of obesity, we came to see in a relatively short period of time, was attributable also to many other addictive behaviors. So this woman was molested by multiple people as a child. That was not recognized by her parents. She ate to feel better and then realized that obesity reduced sexual attention. And again, the key point is that what may be viewed in public health as a problem may be viewed by the patient as a solution, which has a great deal to do with why so many of our public health problems are so intractable, like the war on drugs. We're attempting to remove someone's solution. So in the obesity program, we do not teach people to eat right. I mean, that's what you do when you don't know what to do. We help them discover what life experiences are being treated by overeating or by being protectively obese. And then we work on resolving those.
Ella H. started the interview by spontaneously commenting on the threat she felt when her psychiatrist recommended bariatric surgery to treat her obesity and offered to sign the necessary paperwork to have Kaiser Health Plan pay for the procedure.
Can I get comfortable first? And then he says, no. He says, when drug addicts come, we take them off the drugs first. And he would take me off of my drug. Food was my comfort food. I coped with life with food. And it's really strange tonight. I guess the Prozac's helping because when I'm taking the Prozac, I will lose a little bit of weight. And I just feel that he was taking away my safety. And so I decided not to even bring the paper to the doctor and have it done because I'm not ready, I don't think, to get the weight off and know that I can't gain it back. I can't be safe again.
This is a rather remarkable old woman, heavily molested as a child. She treated that with 3-pack-a-day smoking, and that quite successfully kept her slender. She got married, and at age 35, her husband convinced her for her health to give up 3-pack-a-day smoking. She did. And suddenly she was flooded with male sexual attention, which was total novelty to her. She explained to me, when you smoke 3 packs a day, there's a cloud around you that keeps being at a certain distance. This frightened her greatly. She ate to reduce her anxiety, ate a lot, and in relatively short order went from 130 to 310 pounds, whereupon she was in complete chronic and acute respiratory failure because the lung damage that she had sustained, which was tolerable at 130 pounds, was not at 310. She was on 24-hour-a-day oxygen for many years. In midlife, came into our obesity program before we figured out exactly what we were doing. And we took her from 310 to 150, and she no longer needed the oxygen. And again, we naively thought, wow, this is terrific what we're doing. This is so helpful. Unfortunately, the male sexual attention returned. It was again terrifying, and she consciously made the decision, usually unconscious, but in her case, she consciously made the decision to get back over 300 pounds and accept the fact that she's going to be on 24-hour-a-day oxygen.